All right, YouTubers, Reloading Bench back with you once again. Hopefully the fan in the background is not too noisy because I've got my weekend morning hot coffee and my cold drink because it's going to be a hot one today. And I need to heat that coffee up because I've been doing some stuff in the garage. Hopefully this is the correct video, what I was starting to make last week, and realized it was the wrong video because of the parts that had arrived. Hopefully these are the correct parts. Anybody who has followed my channel may know that I started back in 2016, and the whole purpose of me starting my channel was around the 416 Barrett. And my goal was to document everything related to me building a 416 Barrett rifle and reloading for the 416 Barrett. And if you know anything about this particular cartridge, it's kind of 50 BMG-ish, a lot of similar components, same primer, same base, similar bullet in terms of weight, but different casing, different powder. And that forced me to purchase all newish reloading components, from primers, powders, all the tools, the press that could handle the 50 BMG size casing, which the 416 is essentially a neck down version of the 50 BMG for those of us who are in certain states that can't own a 50 BMG. So again, that was many years ago, and that's what started my channel. And then I ventured into other areas, which some of you find interesting, others find boring. So a little bit of everything. But every once in a while, I'll do a search for something 416 related. And the one component that I can't find that isn't made, to my knowledge, is a case gauge. You know, a completed cartridge case gauge for every other caliber. Even 50 BMG. Lyman makes one for the 50 BMG, but they won't make one for the 416 when I asked. So every once in a while I'll see stuff around the 416, and I found a place that had an old post on Facebook from 2 years ago that said that they were making headspace gauge for the shoulder bump, but I think they're out of business because one email kicked back and the other didn't respond. But the reason for this particular venture is these two components. So I ordered these because this collet for the 416 Barrett from RCBS was being marked discontinued or clearance. And usually when something's marked clearance, it then goes to discontinued. And the price was significantly reduced. Again, there's not a big market, in my opinion, for the 416 Barrett. There seems to be a bigger market for the 50 BMG. So years ago, again, back to 2016, I think I used my Hornady 410 collet, which, you know, if you think about the difference in material, let's see, where do I have that? That is right here. So the Hornady bullet puller, which works phenomenally, the 410, number 13, I don't honestly remember which one. Let's see if I have it in my cheat sheet. Is 410 to 416 is a number 11. All right, so we're going to find the number 11. That's the 12, so this one should be the 11. There's the 11. So this, as I demonstrated in a video back in 2016, I was able to pull these bullets with this collet. So this technically works. But when we look at That's some Murphy's Law shit right there. The scissors that drop as I reach. But when we go to open this, this has been on the shelf a while because you can see the varnishing of the oil. Little bit more robust, I would say, and obviously it fits the bullet. So it's not that this didn't work, it's just that, I mean, look at that. This just personifies everything 416. It's just a monster. It's truly a monster. So away with the Hornady collet. Again, it's a great system for what I use it for. And naturally, shit does not want to go back into the box. Go back into the box. So that's the collet. So this was on sale for clearance, which means buy it now or forever it will be gone. So then I decided I would get the bullet puller that obviously comes without the collet from RCBS that is the 1.5" die, because everything for the 416 is an 1.5" die. Wow. So one of the things that, oh my God, that hasn't come in yet are, if you recall, when I was doing all my 1.5" dies for the 416, I was putting them in clear plastic cylinders with red caps. I have ordered from Lee, because Lee used to, I don't know if they still do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab those scissors. Hang on. The magic of editing. Lee makes still some product for the 416 Barrett. And, excuse me, well, yeah, that's a true statement. For the 416 Barrett, they also make product for 50 BMG, same size die, 1.5". And the 1.5" die goes into my Lee cast press. I think it's called the Lee Classic Cast. Well, this is like a, yeah, this will need some cleaning up. This is like a weapon. I mean, yeah, this is a monster. This is a friggin' monster. All right, so it looks like it goes in like that. And let's see. Because it should, there should be something to hold it. That would be the threading. All right, so we have this. And it looks like I'm going to clean that up a little bit too. This, the reason this stuff was so ridiculously overpriced that's funny. So this would go in like this, clamp around, yep, so open that up a little bit, clamp around that, and then obviously as you come down with the ram / handle, the bullet would then be released. Yeah, what a beast. This, and this obviously would be screwed down so that it catches in that cutout. But yeah, we will clean this up and oil this because it's obviously been sitting on the shelf a long time. But what a beast. What a beast. Yes. This is, yeah, everything will get cleaned and oiled. But what a beast. So the 416 Barrett lives. Again, I have a weakness for coming across certain products in the 416 space. Again, near and dear to me because that's what started my YouTube channel, and it's something that I still do. There's nothing like the compression blast from a 416. Maybe save a 338 Lapua 50 BMG and other calibers with cartridges of this size that are escaping me right at the moment as I focus on just how amazingly beefy this is. This is like a weapon all by itself. This is the reason this is as expensive as it is. Again, when you look at the amount of material, the machining and everything that went into that, that is just absolutely gorgeous. So there'll probably be one more video on new 416 pieces because, like I said, there's some things that are coming from Lee, a couple of cases for large inch and a half dies, inch and a half diameter dies, as opposed to your 7/8. God, yeah, this is just a monster, huge steel, gorgeous, beautiful machining. So that is it for today, walking down memory lane for the 416 Barrett. Good stuff. Time to heat the coffee. Later. Hello, YouTubers. Reloading Bench back with you once again. And as you can see, we have a box in front of us, and that box is from our friends at Lee. And for those of you who know my channel or are familiar with my channel, you know I'm a Lee fan. And because this is not a standalone video and will be part of another maybe segment of videos, you'll know what this is related to. And before I open it, I'll share what it's related to. This is going to be more 416 Barrett stuff. Again, channel started on the 416, and every once in a while I go shopping for 416 stuff. Let me pull out my paperwork, see what... All right, so I should have 1, 2, 3, 4 products in the package. So every once in a while I go out and look at 416 stuff, and Lee has some great offerings for the 416. In fact, most of my 416 production, creation, my reloading components, maybe 70%. Yeah, most are Lee. So I was on their site and I decided to pick up an additional decapping die, because if that breaks, and that's a BMF, but if it breaks, I'm screwed. And along with the decapping die, I picked up, I think, what's it called? A decapper clamp. So these are 2 of the 4 things. And then what should be here is these 2 boxes, which are different than what was shown on the website. So hopefully these are the right boxes. I think they are. What was shown on the website, and that's kind of interesting how they're, I don't know if that's how they're made, or if they're, okay, that's cute. I'm glad I didn't try to break those apart. And what these are, and I don't remember them having these back in the day when I was doing my shopping. So again, my 4 products: decapping pin, decap clamp, and 2 boxes. So let's, they said they sent a charge table. Maybe that is the charge table. This piece of paperish thing. But back to these cases. So my solution years ago was to go to Taps Plastic and pick up you know, long tube and a bunch of these red caps. It worked. Sometimes it's a pain to get these caps off. It worked. And I got creative with my storage. So this is a crimp die. This is the Lee factory crimp. But because of the size of the dies, the 1.5 inch dies, these are kind of big. So 3 of these together take up probably the equivalent of these 2 casings. So what I thought I would do is see if I could save some space and take some of my dies. The only bummer is, and I guess I could still do this, is keeping the paperwork. So I guess I could still keep the paperwork here with the die. Well, that took care of that. So these 2 dies are in here. Where's another die? Another big Lee die. Here's that decrimp. Here's the size and decap, and that's where that monster decapping pin. And actually, I think this is a better. I'm going to say that is probably. No, it's steel. Looks kind of aluminum-ish based on its finish, but no big deal. Okay, there's 3 dies in a box that take up. Let's do our comparison. Let's see. 1. So yeah, technically a little. So yeah, I would say they do shave about maybe 20% worth of space. So I will try and utilize. What else do I have hidden in here? I have more dies. More. Ooh, that's a biggie. Oh, that's a biggie. That not gonna work. Yeah, that's adjusted. That's a bummer. Just when I thought things were going to be good. I'm imagining I could probably force that. I mean, it closes. Because I am not planning on adjusting this die. So maybe we force that in there a little bit. Because there's nothing on the bottom there. Let's see how these close. Okay, no bulge. Slight bulge. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. I really wish they wouldn't have even put these. I guess they have to because of... or they would have put one lower. But, you know, it is what it is. So that is not going to work there. So we will just have to... force it. Actually, you know what? Maybe because that was sticking up. So let me put that off to the side and see if... All right, that gets rid of most of the bulge, if not all of it. So, all right, we're golden there. All right, what's left? Ooh. This one will not fit. Yeah, that's the big boy trimmer. So we've got a couple. We got some smallies. This is the shell holder. What do we have here? Getting rid of a whole bunch of plastics. This, oh, you know what this is? This is the Hornady. Ha! Okay, so I know what this last one is going to be. This is the Hornady. So this solution is the Hornady bullet puller. and that is the base to the bullet puller. Because, as you may have seen, we now have, I suppose we can get that out of the way because that's going back in the box. We now have the RCBS bullet puller. This is a monster. And because we don't have it set up yet. Ooh, let's see, will this even fit? Boy, it's a biggie. It's a biggie. It's a biggie. Such a biggie. Such a biggie. Are these different? Yeah, they are. Wow. I might not be able to use this because I think in my dumbassity, I forgot that the RCBSs were larger than the Lee. So Lee dies, Lee 416 dies are an inch and change. I'm going to say an inch and a quarter. Ah, the RCBS, inch and a half. Oh, wow. Bummer. Okay. So I will continue to have to use this particular bullet pulling combination until I figure out what press I will have that has an inch and a half opening in the press. So this one will go off to the side and will not get used until I have the press that can accommodate it, which will probably happen in the future based on my recent press acquisitions. And this puppy looks like it is the priming system. So between all of these, actually, you know what, I almost could put that in there like that, which would then give me space to put, what do we have here? We have cutter, we have miscellaneous tools. So we have the cutter, we have the stud for priming. Yeah, so I'm going to leave these miscellaneouses in their miscellaneous box, but I'm wondering if this will fit. No, it will not. No, it will not fit. So I think I will keep these separate. Oh, that's tight. Yeah, that is tightness. Tightness at its best. But it does close, and it keeps them in there. So these are all steel. So what I will be doing is putting desiccants in with them. So that is the next step, and you don't need to see that. So this goes into there with, this is too big to fit in there. I don't know if that's going to get its own tube. These do come in quite handy, I must say. Is this big enough? No. Is this one big enough? Ooh, close. So we'll see if that... Oh, no. Kind of. All right, we are done for today, and I don't think I'll be buying any more 416 stuff for a while, and if I do buy it, I need to make sure I buy the right size. Dumosity. Later, folks.